the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I like the girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. I like the girls with their nails done now.
All right, good morning, guys. Welcome back. Welcome back to the live stream. Angry Goat. Good morning, Angry Goat. Anna, good morning. Ponzi, Margin. What's up, guys? Welcome. Chef, as always. Carlitos. Barefoot Sailing Adventures. Morning, guys. Welcome back. Morning from Turkey. All right. Damn. Yeah, I'm just looking at the long term. Looking at just how what the damage is, you know? What's the damage looking like over here? I don't look at this. I refuse to look at this during these times on the market. But it looks like the damage is about 10K, or, well, really, 40K in the month. Wow. Yeah, see, this is why you don't look at this. Like, all time, nice, but last month, ouch. This is why you just can't quite look at this, man. Yeah, it's a bad one, right? Look at this. Tesla, NVIDIA, Apple. This is the aggressive portfolio. So definitely going to look to try to buy a little bit here. I bought some stocks. I bought some Broadcom yesterday. Bought a little bit of Broadcom yesterday for the long term. Probably going to, I still got about $15,000 in cash that I want to buy. So I'll probably start dipping my toes in a few names. Maybe pick up some more Microsoft, some more TSM, some more Apple, NVIDIA, Tesla, just everything. But yeah, obviously pretty ugly month for the long-term portfolio. Down about, percentage-wise, about 18%. It looks like money-weighted rate of return. It's like about, yeah, close. It went from up 5% to down 8%. So, yeah, long-term portfolio. You can see this is sort of how it was the last 3 months. So that downside sort of gives up a lot of upside. All right, you see this? There's your little downside move right here. Just a little pullback, a little pullback long. That's all that is. So we'll see. Just wanted to update you guys there. That's that long-term. Here's my SEP that I buy. I bought the TLT in. That TLT is doing great. And this is where I just buy the VU, the VYM. This is sort of a more sturdy portfolio. Much more sturdy. Not as aggressive here in the SEP IRA. So, yeah, that's that. Yesterday, my buying opportunity was Broadcom. Broadcom it was. That's what I went ahead and I bought. Levels were on point. Yeah, they sure were, Sean. Beautiful day yesterday. Congrats if you guys took a little bit of opportunity. Really, action on both sides yesterday, which was pretty nice, right? Definitely action to the upside, and also some action to the downside. Our 5280 level on the ES was a thing of beauty. That was gorgeous. We talked about that 5280 yesterday, and I faded that 5280 myself. Got about 70% on some SPY puts here. That was gorgeous. So really, opportunities on both sides, right? That 5200, 5190, really strong demand hold, early morning causing upside right into the supply high, downside right back into the demand low causing upside again, right? So pretty nice, right? If you just traded the levels yesterday, again, right? Again, another day of another example of just trading technical levels. I know it's hard to really just be able to make it easy on yourself, but you can do it, right? If you can just put away some of those biases, right? Beautiful fades here and beautiful longs here. So really nice sort of action between the levels again. And we're going to look for more of the same today. So I'll make sure to go over those again, as we always do, to try to give ourselves some opportunities to watch certain levels, to trade off certain levels. And the nice thing about yesterday, guys, is that we now have some more defined areas to watch, right? Yesterday gives us some more areas to watch. We now know that 5190, 5200 is big-time strength, right? We know that demand is definitely down below, so we know we no longer want to be looking shorts into that level. We know that 5280, that 5300 area above looks pretty heavy, so yesterday sort of gave us some outlines of where we need to be watching, and that's really good, right? That's all we really could ask for yesterday. So excited about today. Another great day for me. Man, it's been pretty fun. I don't want to say fun, but I've really felt comfortable in trading in the position that I'm in right now, trading the size that I am. I'm liking it, right? I think I'm really taking a step forward in my trading. I feel comfortable now with the size that I have been trading, which has been the same trades that I always take. Instead of it being $1,000 or $2,000 win, it's now $4,000 or $5,000 win, which is awesome, right? That's what trading's all about, right? It's what it's all about. It's the most scalable business in the world. If you can learn the skill, if you can start from the ground, start from the floor and build your way up and not try to do any shortcuts, you can, scale that thing up the right way. And I feel like we're getting there. So very happy, very excited. Let's keep going. Let's keep pushing. And hopefully you guys are learning from the live streams, man. I hope that you come in here every day is, giving you some insight of what I'm watching every day, watching these levels, watching how I trade off them. Hopefully it is helping. So let's get started. Press that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Help me get to 90,000 at least. What are we at? I mean, the YouTube channel, just no one wants to subscribe these days, No, I mean, I think we still grow pretty well on the YouTube channel. Let me take a quick look. I don't even look at it anymore because I really don't care about it. I mean, I do, but I don't. Let's see. What are we at? How's the YouTube channel going these days? Yeah, still pretty good pace of growth. Pretty consistent. Let's see here. Got about 1,000 subs a month. About 1,000 subs a month here. So not bad. If we stay at the current pace, 1,000 subs a month, it's gonna take us it's gonna take us another 16 months to get to 100K. So we need 16 months. I would hope we can make that quicker. 16 months will be another year. But hopefully we speed that up. So if you guys got friends, you got family, get me that plaque, man. I want to put that plaque right there. I want that 100K plaque. All right, guys, let's get started. So economic calendar, let's start there as we always do. And let's get into the earnings, and then let's get into the levels. So here's this. Today is Tuesday. Really nothing, right? Really nothing. You guys can see right here, trade balance, economic optimism. Really nothing here, Really nothing here. So nothing too concerned there on Tuesday. Tomorrow, crude oil inventories, 10-year bond auction, consumer credit. I think this is going to be pretty interesting tomorrow, right? Because that 10-year has been very much in focus, right? We've been talking about that 10-year. The market's been focusing on that 10-year quite a bit lately. So this could be a little bit of a volatility event here around 1 o'clock tomorrow. So let's be aware of that. Unemployment claims Thursday morning at 8:30, and then that 30-year bond auction at 1 o'clock on Thursday as well. So interesting stuff. 10-year bond auction tomorrow, 30-year on Thursday, unemployment claims Thursday, but today, really nothing. So don't got to worry about too much there today on the economic calendar, which is nice. Earnings calendar, I think we do have SMCI today. We did have HIMS and Palantir yesterday. I do own both those names. HIMS did okay. What did HIMS end up doing? HIMS is basically flat. It's down from where I bought it. I'm in at 20, so I'm down about $2 a share. I'm chilling on that. Palantir, not bad. It looks like you're still going to need to get above this 30 spot. This 30 spot looks to be the big boy spot up here, that 30 spot on Palantir. So that was yesterday. Today, Uber, Celsius, Fubo, Cat. What did those do? Uber, Celsius, Fubo, Cat. I don't even look at these. Uber, what did Uber end up doing? Uber, 62, so it's pretty much right in this area. Not much, slightly up. Uber, Cat, slightly higher. 325, slightly higher. How did Celsius do? Not much. All right, so not much there. After hours today, SMCI, Rivian, Airbnb, Wynn Resorts. I'm very interested to see what SMCI does for the semiconductor sector, so that could be something interesting to watch. Shopify tomorrow morning, Walt Disney tomorrow morning, Robinhood tomorrow afternoon, Eli Lilly. That should be very interesting. This could also really affect HIMS if you guys do own shares of that. Eli Lilly definitely has some effect to that. Datadog, Novavax, nothing I'm too interested there. SoundHound, Elf, Unity Software, Trade Desk, nothing really that I'm getting excited about here, guys. So just pointing it out to you, making sure you're knowing about it, right? If you are watching, make sure you are aware of this. Make sure you're aware of this economic calendar. But, yeah, nothing I'm that interested in. So that's that. All right, guys. Nasdaq Futures, let's get into the levels. And here we go. So today there is still, and you could see the title of the live stream, right? Yesterday, a very nice upside move, right? A little bit of an upside move, some grindy upside, some opportunities to potentially scalp it, guys. But you need to understand where we've scalped up higher into and where we are still trading below, guys. We are not even above the Friday's lows, right? And you can see the rejections that came in at exactly the Friday lows here on the Nasdaq Futures. I don't love that, right? This is not out of the weeds. This is not out of the weeds, okay? I don't think it's a problem to buy some on the dip, right? I don't think there's I don't think there's anything wrong with dipping your toes, right? I dip my toes a little bit in some Broadcom shares. Maybe you want to buy a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but I would not be getting that excited there yet that this market is going to continue higher, right? We need to get above Friday's lows. And this is Friday's close here at 18.5. So this entire zone here, guys, 18.5 to 18.4, that is a must-break level. That is a must-break level. You need to, at the very minimum, get above the previous day lows, okay? We cannot be trading under Friday's lows and expect this market to continue higher. We need to get above this level. So if we can start seeing this reclaim today, right, if there is an opportunity this week of a reclaim over 18.4, 18.5, then yes, I am very interested in that upside continuation, that dip buy opportunity, the real opportunity that could present itself. I'm much more interested there, right? So I think at the very minimum, we need to get above this 18.4, this 18.5. This is going to be big, this 100-point zone. We can see the rejections that are coming in this morning, right? So this needs to break. If it does not, you are at risk of this falling over again, right? This is not a surprise. This would not be a surprising thing, Okay, we've seen it plenty of times on the market. You get that big drop, you get that sort of grindy upside, people start buying irrationally, right? Maybe some retail buyers sort of thinking the dip, buy the dip, and you fail the exact previous lows, and this thing grows and just rolls back over again. So that is not out of the picture by any means, and you need to be prepared for that. You need to understand that. You need to protect yourself from that. If you're buying irrationally here and you get smacked because of this, it's as clear as day, right? It's as clear as day. You're not even over Friday's lows, okay? So at least let this thing get over Friday's lows. If it can get above Friday's lows, if it can get above that 18.4, 18.5, then I think you have more interest from the buyers at that spot, right? At that point, you can watch this, that 18,800, right? 18,800, 18,800. Very clear 18,800 rejections on Friday, right? So even this, right? Even this, 18,800, still concerning, right? That's exactly where we failed on Friday. That started this really aggressive weakness. That's still up here at 18,800, right? So you got to just be aware of it, right? You got to be aware of it, okay? You got to let things start to reclaim before you start calling bottoms. So if you can reclaim 18.4, 18.5, great. That's check one, right? Number one, that's great, okay? What's next? Can we get above 18.8? If we do, great, right? That's the second thing I wanted to see. Check, right? Then we can start looking for that continuation, right? And start to trust this. That is not until 18.5, 18.4 starts to show me strength, okay? I need to see that. Without that, you are at risk of this failing. Once again, watch the 18.4, 18.5 rejections today. And you can see right now as we speak, you are still failing underneath the daily 200 SMA on the Nasdaq Futures, right? Right here, 18,200. You guys can see this little area right here. You are starting to fail below that as we speak, right? 18,200, failure here, failure yesterday, and failure right now in the pre-market. So 18.2, big level to watch. 18.4, 18.5, huge level to watch today on the Nasdaq Futures. All right? Make sure you're aware of these levels today. Now, just because I'm telling you there is some rejection points above does not mean that there is, demand that you can ignore today, right? There's definitely still levels below that could wick this market higher and sort of maintain it higher. And you need to be aware of that if you're trading intraday. So right here is very clear. This 18,000 level, you can see 18,000, and you can see 18,000 in the pre-market today. So yeah, if you get too aggressive on the short side, right, you can get smacked in the face as well off 18,000. So you got to still be careful here. This is going to be sort of tight trading, I think. Watch the 18,000 level. If we do get a pop and a fade off 18.4, then you can trade it into 18,000, right? You can get your short entries up here, trade it into 18,000, take profits at 18,000, and move on, right? That's a trade. This is just a trade here. If you're shorting this, you're not looking, oh my God, I'm looking for the market to tank 20% again, right? These are just trading opportunities on the intraday that you react to. So if you see 18.4 fail today, right, maybe you trade it back into 18.2. If you see 18.2 fail today, right, you trade it into 18K. 18K is a level you need to be careful of the short side on because you held here, 18,000 could hold. Underneath 18,000, you saw those holds come in yesterday around 17,900, right? 17,900, 17,900. So both 17.9 and 18K look to be some pretty strong strength levels, right? Some levels that could absolutely wick this market higher, all right? So be aware of that. If you're shorting today, you need to be aware of that. Just as you're aware of the upside rejections, you need to be aware of the downside demands. So 18K, 17.9, both key levels today. I think if you break 17.9, this market starts to slip, okay? That's where I think you really start to see the slippage. Under 17.9, under this little shelf from yesterday, I think you'll slip possibly into that 760, but really I think you might even just get the lows again, right? I think the 17.9 is the level that has to hold, in my opinion, right? If I look at this 5-minute chart, you do not want to see the Nasdaq under right here. If the Nasdaq fails this little shelf low from yesterday, I'd assume you start getting pretty weak down here under 17.9, okay? So 17.9, huge today. 18K, just as big. Watch those two demand lows. And today, right now, you're watching that 18.2 and 200 SMA, and you're very cautious up into this 18.4, okay? Very nice. Market levels were created yesterday. Now we just have to react to them. Very clear today. QQQ. 4-hour chart. I'll start on the 4-hour. You can see how important this 445 level is, but I'm going to go down into that 15-minute because I think it's just the right place to be watching today. Very clear, right? Look at this QQQ. You are not over Friday's lows at 445, right? Right here, 445. You are still under that Friday low. You can see rejections, and you're still living below it. So I would be very cautious being too aggressively long here until we see something of a hold over 445, right? I would need the market to be above 445. If not, you are at risk of sort of this curling back lower, right? Rejecting Friday's lows, seeing rejections, and then starting to curl back lower. Very possible, right? So 445, that's key. You got to watch that today. If we can get above that, then I think you can get your move maybe into that 450 again. Right, above 445, I think you will find some strength, possibly up into that 450, right? Maybe that gap fill move. But 445 looks to be that spot that I need the market to be over to really feel confident that there is upside opportunity. To the downside, we do have some very key levels that held yesterday, that 430, 435.80, 436. You guys remember how important that 436 was yesterday intraday, right? If you guys were trading yesterday, that 436 level, that level was a bitch, right? Let me just say it what it is. It was a bitch. That was a bitch of a level. You had rejections intraday. You had support intraday. You had this real chop fest intraday. You had a hold later day. Right around this 436. It's like 436, 435. It's sort of this entire, it's a little bit sloppy, right? You can see you got a little 435 here, 435, but then you also saw some reactions at the 436. So you really could put this as an entire dollar point range, right? I could make that case, right, to do something like this. You could sort of point this out as a dollar point range between 435, 436, right? Because if I look back at this market here, you can see here, right, 435, 436, 435, 436, right? This whole dollar range here sort of looks to be where the market's trying to find buyers, right? It looks like buyers are trying to step up in this area here, right? Between 435, 436. Depends on how you want to look at it, guys, right? Either way, just make sure you're aware of this zone. This little zone right here, 435, 436, definitely seeing some buying stepping up in this area, especially yesterday. Now, below that, it looks to be this 430, anywhere between this 431, 432 zone, right? We can see right here, 432, really holding yesterday on the QQQ. That hold early morning of that 424.50 was sick. We talked about that yesterday morning. That really what's caused that straight up. And the big thing that I want to point out here, guys, right? The big thing that I want to point out here, and I'm going to delete this for a second. I'm just going to keep it like this for 1 second. The big thing that I want to point out, and something you need to be aware of, okay, is that we are above the 200 SMA on the QQQ. That is a very important fact. And it is not often, right, that the market pulls back to the 200 SMA. And it is, I think, more likely than not that you hold it, right? In the last X amount of years, there has been a very short-lived downside besides 2022, right? Besides 2022, when you started to really reject the 200 SMA, which is right here. Besides 2022, which was pretty much a straight down year all year, you have every time you've pulled back to this 200 SMA, it has been a pretty valid opportunity to long the market, right? And if you look just at the last 2 years, right? Look at this. See this 200 SMA on your chart? That red line, right? That's right here, right? And you're there again. So, I'm not going to say it's for sure because, right, there's instances right here where you can see we rejected the 200 and that caused downside all year. Now, I don't think you're going to see downside for the rest of the year. That's just me personally because this was a very different time. You also saw rejections of the 200 here, which we can keep an eye out for. But, back in 2021, these pullbacks towards the 200, creating huge buying opportunities. This is back. This is COVID. Is that COVID? Yes, I think that. Yes, that is. Here's your C19 move, the old C19, right there. So you can see that sort of lived under the 200 SMA, not very long, right? Actually, sort of buying opportunities all in here. I know it was below it for an extended period of time, but ended up being a buying opportunity. So something to think about, right? Just think about it. I'm not going to tell you anything. I'm not going to tell you what's exactly going to happen here because I do not know personally, right? I do not know. I'm just throwing ideas out there. And I would say that 200 SMA is something to consider, right? It's definitely something to consider, right? This is the first time in a long time you're back at that 200 on the Qs. And there could be some opportunities here for some long-term portfolios that if you're not scared of short-term downside, it could be interesting, right? So keep an eye on that. Just sort of think about that idea. For now, it looks to me like there's a very, very clear channel today on the Qs, right? 432, 200 SMA, and that 445. Very clear channel right there, right? Look how clear that is. Highs, lows, sort of just chopping between. I would say the best trades are going to be off 445 or 432. Right, those are the best trades today off those two levels. You can watch those intermediary levels around that 435, 436, of course. But I think I like those larger levels a little bit more today. All right. I will put that 436 back on my charts because that is definitely a spot I saw reactions yesterday, and I do want to be aware of that. So yeah. Victor, I'm not here to argue, man. Just do you, brother. That's it. Do you. You make your decisions based off your information that you please. Okay? Not here, not going to influence me anything. So I'm not trying to influence of anything either, guys. I'm just pointing out facts, right? I'm just giving you that information. That's why I'm here. I am not someone that tries to make bold statements because I have learned over just being, a rational person, making bold statements about the stock market is just idiotic. I mean, you'll be right a few times and you'll get some praise for it. Oh my God, Desi was right about that. But it's just, bold statements are just pointless to make, right? You don't know, right? Let's not act like we know. But hey, it's something to be aware of, right? That's all. Just something to be aware of. All right. ES 5280, big spot, right? And an awesome rejection yesterday. Awesome. We took some shorts off this yesterday. Really nice, right? Really nice. 5280 right here. 5280, 5280, 5280, right? Bam, bam, bam. Love it, right? Love it. 5280 right here. We saw that come in yesterday. That was the best fade spot of the day. We talked about that fade spot. And today, this morning, we're fading it again, right? So this is interesting, guys. This is what I'm talking about, that, we're not out of the weeds yet, right? This 5280 is not even at Friday's lows, guys, right? Friday's lows are all the way up here at 5330, right? 5330 is still 1.5% higher, right? So this ES is really not even close to Friday's lows, which is still very concerning to me, right? Like, this is not anything of important upside. There's really no important upside here. Guys, take a break on Victor, right? It wasn't that bad of a comment, all right? Take it easy. Got the wolves out there, man. The wolves. Take it easy. Hey, take it easy. Oh. All right. 5330, right? 5330, big level there, ES, right? That's Friday's lows. We're not even close to it. We're still living below that level. So until the ES, it needs to at least be smelling Friday's lows. It can't even smell Friday lows from here, right? It's not even close. So there is definitely in my mind, there is still not even the smallest idea of trying to long with strength, right? Long with big confidence, right? why would I, right? Why would I be looking to long like a swing trade, right? No, don't even consider, right? For me personally, this is not the situation that I consider long swing trades, right? When I think about my long swing trades that I make $30, $40, $50,000 on those big swing trades that you guys have seen me take, this is not, I'm not longing these stocks with a market that's staying below previous day lows, right? That's in no situation ever the situation that I am longing aggressive swing trades, right? If I'm taking an aggressive swing trade to the upside, it's because we're holding over the previous day highs, right? We're holding above yesterday's highs. Let's say yesterday's highs is, let's just make an arbitrary number. Let's say yesterday's highs was $500 a share. I'm seeing the market holding over 500. I'm interested in that break and retest of yesterday's highs. We're not even above previous day lows, okay? So this is not a market that you are thinking about, oh my God, right? This could be a huge call swing trade, right? Maybe you get lucky, right? Maybe you wake up and the market gapped up 4%. Oh my God, what an awesome gap up. Obviously there's always that possibility, right? But in terms of levels, that's not why, this is not that situation where you should even be getting that thought process, in my opinion. KZen, appreciate you, brother. Stay green, my friends. Yes, sir. So just be aware of that. That's where my mindset's at. I would make sure you sort of have a similar mindset at least. 5330, not even close. So what are we rejecting? The 5300, the 5280, guys. This looks heavy up here, right? 5280 right here, 5300. Heavy stuff up there, and we're still failing these levels on the S&P 500. 5280 was a sick failure yesterday, and we're failing it again in the pre-market. So if we stay under 5280, guys, I think you stay weak, right? I think you stay weak. The next level below is this 5230, right? If I go to this 5-minute chart, take a look at this. 5230 right here, 5230, 5230, 5230, 5230. We saw some very clear reactions here in the short term. So right here is 5230. If we fail under 5230, right? If we fail under that 5230, then we could see that downside continuation, no doubt. All right? If we fail under this, we're probably going to get that continuation back to that 5200, back to that 5190. So what a failure again, man. If anyone's trading futures out there and you faded 5280, I mean, congratulations. Awesome. That was sick. Again, right? Again, another sick 40-point drop right off that 5280. Really sick. So 5230, that's your level. Under that, 5190, 5200. Very clear there. SPY, very clear. 524. We faded this level yesterday. We had some SPY 520 puts yesterday. Got a little bit in drawdown. Actually, you know what? Let me go ahead and pop that. I know this might take some time, but I think this is actually a great. Why not? Let's do it. I'll do it real quick. I'll show you guys that trade. I'll show you that trade on Interactive Brokers. Here's my SPY puts. This was it right here. Not a big trade, 15% trade. Obviously, the runners did the job. So you guys can see right here. This is how I traded that SPY put yesterday. Let me go ahead and zoom in. So I told the group, this was sort of my last trade of the day. This was like that 0 to hero trade that I was just like, I'm going to throw some puts in. I like this level. I'm just going to let it sit until it rejects. And so you guys can see the executions here. I took probably too much size too early. I probably should have been more scaling in, right? So a little bit of a mistake on my part there, but obviously the level was absolutely perfection, which is 524. Got in some SPY puts here, right? Had a nice instant profit on it, but it did grind against me. But that doesn't mean I'm exiting, right? I'm not exiting. My stop loss is 524, right? I'm sticking to that game plan. Added more up here as we moved into 524. You can see if I would have changed this to like 5 and then 5 and then let's say 10, right? Something like that. This would have been a much bigger trade, right? So you can see I went big and then 2 light ads. I should have went small and then 2 bigger ads, right? So a little bit of a mistake on my part there. I could have done better there. But then you can see we eventually got that fade, and then I started to scale out, right? Scale out, scale out, scale out, and that's it, right? So really nice trade. I mean, it was a $1,000 trade. It could have been bigger. Obviously, if I did it differently, right, could have been much better. But why was I entering puts here? Why was I confident to enter puts on the upside, right? Why is Desi entering puts as the market goes straight up? No, it's not ballsy, right? It's not ballsy. This is exactly the reason why you make money like this, right? This is not a ballsy trade. 0% ballsy. Why is that? Why is that not a ballsy trade? Because it is the exact level you should be entering puts. It is the exact level you should be looking to enter puts, right? This is the exact opposite thinking. This is the thinking that causes people to get smacked as retail traders, right? We are not longing into supply rejections, right? This is the exact place to be entering put options, right? Right back into the 5280. Right back into the previous rejection, right back into that fade level, right? Entering the puts into the supply, looking for the rejection to come in, having a structured stop loss over that high. What's ballsy is actually longing into the pre-market highs, right? That's ballsy, right? It's ballsy to be longing here into an exact smackdown level from the pre-market. Now, that's ballsy and idiotic, right? So this is that mindset that has to change, guys. This is that mindset that has to change at some point in your trading to stop getting sort of faked out, right? If you longed here right into the 5280, bam, right? This is if you started longing and chasing upside right into 5280, bam, right? If you started shorting, right? If you started shorting into 5190 yesterday, the exact hold and hold and hold level, right? If you saw this 5190 getting tested yesterday and you saw the hold early morning and you saw the hold pre-market and you're like, hey, I'm going to start taking shorts here, right? Bam. So something's got to change, right? Mindset's got to change. I'm trusting my supplies and I'm trusting my demands. And I'm going to look for that opposite trade that everyone is hoping for the breakout, right? It's not always going to work, right? But it provides risk reward. So today, if I see a push into 524 today, am I going to chase longs into the triple top highs? No. I'm going to look to see if that fade starts to come in, and I'm going to look for that fade once again at that 524, right? If we come down into 515.50 today, which is a previous, right, nice little triple bottom here on the short term. If I see the SPY moving into 515.50 today, am I going to start shorting into triple bottom demand? No, right? No. I'm going to look to see if that holds, or I'm going to look to see if that breaks and holds below for short entries, right? Got to change that mindset. That was very key yesterday, and if you faded 524 on the SPY yesterday, congratulations, you had a beautiful trade, right? That's the exact perfect trade there. So today, 524, 515.50, and this little intermediary level 518.50 to watch out for. All right, let's go to the Russell. Let's go to the IWM. IWM, very nice hold at that 200 SMA yesterday. So you guys can see right here, 200 SMA, very nice hold. We talked about that 197.50. That definitely held strong, but the IWM is definitely not even close to being above Friday's lows, okay? We are still living below Friday's lows. We are still living below the 100 SMA. This could absolutely fail again, right? There's no doubt. So watch 207. That's major. 207, Friday's lows. Watch this 100 SMA. That's keeping us lower right at 205. If you fail underneath this 202, then I think this thing fails again, right? If you fail under 202, then I think you fail again. So 202 is that must-hold level in my opinion. And then right here at 207, you got yourself a little 5-point range to watch today on the IWM. Okay? All right, let's press that like button for me. Little 2,400 people here. Appreciate you guys. Press that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. All right. Tesla. Oh, baby. This could be interesting, right? If the market can fade for us today, this could just be, I mean, this is exactly what we talked about yesterday, is it not? Right? Remember we talked yesterday about Tesla giving us a little pop? Tesla gave us the pop, guys. It's given us that dream entry. Now, we'll have to see how the market responds today. But this is the dream entry on the Tesla short side, okay? This is the previous highs here on the 4-hour. This is the previous lows on the 4-hour. This is the previous little consolidation range here that caused upside, right? And we are right back into it. We are right back into it. And we are failing very clearly at the 200 SMA, the 50 SMA, right in the 205, 208 area. We are seeing rejection step in this zone, and this is very interesting. Man, I would really love to see some clean downside on the market today to get a confident entry up here. I would love to try to find an entry up here around this 205, 208. The only thing that concerns me is this little hold here around that 196. You can see it definitely did a little bit of a dance around that 196 yesterday. Really, tried to maintain that level. Also, this 190, it's like 193, but I think that 196 you can pretty clearly see on the 5-minute chart here. All right, let's go into the 5-minute chart. You can see that 196 level really did its dance yesterday, trying to keep us higher. So if you do short, right, this 205, 208 area, you do have to be careful of this 196. But if we break this 196 today, guys, I'm very interested in giving back this straight up move. So definitely watching, big time watch. You got to get out if it gets over 208. You can't hold Tesla shorts if it's over 208. That could be a squeeze to the upside. But man, is this an interesting spot. Definitely watching that today. NVIDIA, the same exact concept on NVIDIA. The same exact concept on NVIDIA. Look at this right here. Same exact concept. We have this 106.50. We have that gap fill level. We have that 100 SMA. We gap down. We sort of traded and grinded higher into it. And we're looking like we could start to curl lower again. So 106.50 is a major supply on NVIDIA. And if we stay under 106.50, guys, I would consider NVIDIA weak still. Right? I would still consider NVIDIA weak under 106.50. That's under the 100 SMA. That's under this high. That's that gap fill level. That could be a little gap fill and reversal. I would be aware of that. Now, there are some areas to be careful still, right? You still got to be aware of the downside demands that could step up. And so for me, it's around that 101.50, right? You guys can see right here that 101.50 level has definitely been an area of support in the past. You can see right here, 101.50, 101.50. Can see probably some general support step in around that 101.50 today. But if we fail under that 101.50 and start to reject, right, that could take us back to the 98. And if we get under 98, that's the real sexy trade, right? Under 98 is the sexy trade, right, for sort of this straight down move. But 98, right, we do need to remember 98 is that major previous high, right? That major previous high, right? 98, that's big. So we do need to still be cautious of the shorts into 98, right? That could really be sort of that bounce level still. But if you can try to find a short closer to 106.50, maybe closer to that 100 SMA, I would be interested. Let's see what happens there. Yeah, that 518.50 looks to be key today, Piff. 518.50 and 516. But we got to get over 524. That's still very important there. TSM, pretty nice battle back on TSM yesterday. I'll just show you some quick levels here on TSM. It's just 154 and 146. All right, so you can see right here, it's really just this channel right here, 146, 154. You're just trading in a channel here, so I'd be aware of that. SMCI got nothing for you. It did reclaim 600 today or yesterday, but it also has earnings after hours, so really not interesting there. I'm not going to trade SMCI. I'm going to go to I'll go to AMD real quick. I'll show you quickly. I'm not that interested in it, but I will show you. It is interesting that AMD is back over 134, so you could watch that, but I'm not going to be trading AMD for a long time. I'm just sort of turned off by it, not interested. But 134, you could keep an eye on that 134 today on AMD. That is a pretty interesting reclaim there. Qualcomm. Now this one is could be, this could look, you could look at this both sides here, Qualcomm. You can see right here, Qualcomm, it is holding above this 158 level, but it is still very much getting rejected under 165. So this is a very clear channel on Qualcomm, 165 and 158. 158, and the reason I say 158 is because 158 is a major previous low and previous high, right? Look at this 4-hour chart. 158 is big time here, right? 158, 158, 158. If we do not hold that 158 here, and we do start to see that slip again, then Qualcomm could really start to move lower again, right? If we start to see that 158 rejection, I think this can move lower. However, on the flip side, this could also be a very interesting hold area. And if Qualcomm, to me, this is why I have this alert here, if Qualcomm does something like this, then I am very interested in this upside, right? Back into 176, right up here. So definitely watching Qualcomm here to both sides. I'm going to be watching both that 158. I'm going to put an alert at or below, and then I'm going to be watching that 165. I'm definitely interested on both sides. Yeah, Broadcom, very nice hold over 140, guys. I really like this 140 hold. This is where I bought shares yesterday. My average is $140 per share. I like 140 holds. I like the 200 SMA big bounce yesterday, and I love the daily chart, right? I think this is a really nice hold over 140. I'm going to look to see if Broadcom can start to develop something over 140. That's definitely something I'll be watching. I like that hold of the 200. That's a nice, strong bounce off that 200 SMA. Buyer stepping in there. So very interested. Let's see what happens. But we got to hold over 140 in my opinion. If you break 140, you get weak again. You got to get over 146 for upside continuation. So I'd watch both sides today. 146, 140. Watch both sides on Broadcom. Yes, I am actually interested in Crowdstrike today, believe it or not. Here's why. Here's why I'm interested in Crowdstrike today. This is a very interesting... Damn, they're out early today, the landscapers. This is a very interesting retest of 240 here on Crowdstrike, guys. 240 is a major daily chart level, right? This is a major daily chart level. Look at this on Crowdstrike. They're out today. 240. Look at this right here. 240. 240. Right? Look at that previous level there on Crowdstrike at 240. We are trading back into that level today at 240. Right? Look at this daily chart. We are trading back into 240. That's also this previous low right here. This could be a fantastic spot to look for rejections today. I am definitely going to be eyeing what happens in this 235, 240 zone. This is a straight up move yesterday. If we start to see failures here, I am looking for that fade, personally. If we get above 240, Crowdstrike gets strong, okay? Above 240, Crowdstrike gets strong. But I'm going to look for that general fade underneath 240 today. Definitely interested there. Apple really weak still, guys, and this is why, right? Take a look at this on Apple. Look at this hourly chart. Previous lows at 215, 50 SMA, and some lows at 213. This whole zone right here between 215, 213, guys. Look at this, right? Break, retest, rejection, and starting to fade. This does not look strong on Apple. 215, 213. Look at this weakness here, right? Under these previous lows. That is concerning. That is something I'd be watching, and you can see right now, Apple is fading off that 50 SMA rejection and that previous lows right here. That is very clear and starting to fade. It looks like that demand steps in around 204, so I'd be careful of 204. That's where we held yesterday. So be careful of shorting into 204, right? Of course, you want that long, or you want that short closer to up here, right? If you can get another pop, you're looking for that short closer to 213. Paul, appreciate gifting some subs to the boys. Jay Haas got some subs from Paul. Kadarl? Is that would that be Kadarl? Sidaral? Sidaral? I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Sorry, man. Outdoors. I'm gonna call you Outdoors. OT. OD. Outdoors got a membership, and Larry. Nice. Can anyone help me get access to live trading? Guys, if you signed up for WAP, if you signed up for the Discord, you go to wap.com, you sign into the account that you made, you go to your hub, it says hub, and you press connect Discord account. That's all. Go to wap.com, sign in, go to your hub, connect your Discord account. Did that say Cedar? Oh, it says Cedar. I didn't know if that was like a LL or something. WAP.com, log in, go to your hub, Cedar 2, got it. And connect your Discord account. Very easy. All right. If you can't figure it out, I'm more than happy to refund your money because I can't walk people through that. All right. Let's go to, quickly through the Googles, Microsofts, Amazons of the world. You guys can see right here, Google still failing under 164. I'd be careful there. Amazon, right? Something I want to point out about Google, you are still failing the previous day lows, right? Look at this. You're still failing previous day lows. 166.35, right? Very clear. Amazon. You can see Amazon still under that gap fill level, that 200 SMA. I actually really like this level as a fade level. So I'm going to look to see if Amazon gets back up to that, back into this 168 level. Could be very interesting. You could also look for that long on Amazon off 160 if you're interested, but it has to hold over that 160. Microsoft, be careful at this 200 SMA here today. Look at how this is sort of just living underneath the 200 SMA. This is very interesting on Microsoft. Previous Friday lows, 200 SMA, 405 area. This could be a rejection spot. Be aware of that 405 on Microsoft. Very, very important there, guys. Very, very important. Has to hold over 396. If not, that could start to fade as well. Coinbase, Coinbase is a very clear 201 level. You can see this Friday low, right? See this rejection this morning. Watch out for 201. And then you can see Coinbase is holding that 200 SMA at 186, right? So very clear channel here on Coinbase. 201 to 186. Clear as can be, right? Clear as can be. All right. HIMS, not much on HIMS, man. I'm just holding. It's just a long-term hold for me, but it looks like HIMS is still holding that 16 level. That looks like it's going to be the key level to me. HIMS, I think, has to hold over 16. That looks to be that daily chart must hold on HIMS right there, 16. All right, I think that's about it, guys. Let's get a quick peek at that Nasdaq ES and all the futures levels. You can see right here, we are still fading that 200 SMA on the Nasdaq Futures, right around that 18.2. But you do need to be careful of this 18K demand, right? 18K demand still holding, right? Very important. QQQ still holding that 436. Very important, right? Still holding there. ES, look at this. Still holding 52.30. Very important. SPY still holding 518.50, right? So definitely some holds there to still be cautious of. You got yourself a channel today. Make sure you're aware of it. Press that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Go get some merch. Need money for trading. Go get some merch on the merch store below. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.